Today's video is all about shattering VR gameplay illusions. Over the years, virtual reality technology has come a long way, and game developers have been working tirelessly to overcome the limitations that once held back immersive VR gaming experiences. In this video, we're going to explore some of the breakthroughs that have made VR games more realistic and engaging than ever before, and we'll show you some popular VR games that exemplify these advancements. So if you're a fan of VR gaming or just curious to learn what the future of gaming looks like, you've come to the right place. Don't miss out on all the latest gaming and technology content. Subscribe to NXT Gen today. From the hottest gaming news to in-depth tech reviews and tutorials, we've got you everything to stay neat ahead of the curve. Virtual reality or VR technology has come a long way in recent years, from the early days of clunky headsets and limited graphics to today's highly tech, immersive past experiences which blur the line between real life and digital worlds. In the past, VR gaming was plagued by limitations and challenges that prevented players from fully immersing themselves in the experience. However, with advancements in technology, these VR gaming illusions have been shattered and a new era of immersive gaming has emerged. Will you be playing with a video game that felt like you were really there in the middle of the action? With advancements in VR graphics, that feeling is becoming more and more common. So what exactly are the graphical advancements that are making VR games more immersive than ever before? VR gaming illusions were initially shattered through advancements in graphics technology. Early VR games held through limited graphics, which made it difficult for players to feel immersed in the virtual environment. However, with the development of new hardware and software, VR graphics have improved significantly in recent years. This includes the use of high-resolution displays, improved texture mapping, and advanced lighting techniques which create realistic shadows and reflections. Additionally, advancements in GPU technology have allowed for more complex scenes and objects to be rendered in real time, which creates for a more immersive experience for players. With these advancements, VR games can now offer photorealistic environments and characters that make the players feel like they're truly part of the game world. Virtual reality technology has evolved significantly in recent years, with improved hardware and software allowing VR games to be more realistic and engaging. The graphics of VR gaming have improved significantly, and they are one of the primary factors that contribute to immersive experiences in VR games. Graphics are one thing, but what about the sense of touch? In traditional video games, haptic feedback has been used to simulate things like controller vibration, but in VR games it can be used to simulate a whole range of physical sensations. So how does haptic feedback enhance the immersion factor of VR games? Haptic feedback. Haptic feedback is a crucial element that helps make VR gaming more immersive by providing physical feedback to the player. Haptic feedback includes vibrations, force feedback, and other physical sensations that mimic real-world actions. With advancements in haptic technology, VR games can provide players with a realistic sensation, like the feeling of holding a virtual object, the sensation of wind blowing in your face, or even the feeling of being hit. This technology enhances the overall experience and makes it feel more realistic. The haptic feedback in VR games can be delivered in different ways, including handheld controllers, vests, and even full-body suits. For example, a handheld controller might vibrate when you fire a weapon, or a vest might provide sensation of feeling hit by something in the game world. With haptic feedback, players can feel like they are truly part of the virtual environment, increasing immersion and engagement. Graphics and haptic feedback are important factors, but what about movement? How do VR game developers overcome the limitations of movement and create realistic locomotion in virtual environments? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Movement controls in VR gaming have come a long way in recent years, with game developers introducing innovative movement control methods that help to overcome the limitations of movement and enhance the immersive experience of players. Movement controls are essential, but what about sound? How does sound design contribute to the overall immersive feeling in VR gaming? Sound is a critical element of creating an immersive VR gaming experience. It helps create a sense of space, build tension, and enhance the realism of virtual environments. In VR gaming, spatial audio is especially important, as it helps players to identify the source of the sounds within the virtual environment. This is achieved using binaural audio, which simulates the way sound waves are received by the audio in the real world. By using binaural audio, VR game developers can create a more convincing and immersive experience. Another aspect of sound design in VR gaming is the use of dynamic audio. Dynamic audio is audio that responds to players' actions, like the sound of footsteps or the rustling of leaves as the player moves through the virtual environment. This type of audio helps create a more immersive experience by providing the virtual environment help more real, responsible, and alive. Overall, sound design is an essential part of creating immersive VR gaming experience, and as game developers must pay close attention to the quality and implementation of the sound in their games. Sound design is crucial, but what about the games themselves? How do game developers create immersive VR games to offer a compelling and immersive experience for players? Creating an immersive VR gaming experience involves more than just advanced technology and sound design. Game developers also need to consider the gameplay mechanics, storyline, and overall design of the game. One popular VR game that showcases effective game development is Beat Saber. This game combines music and motion with fun and challenging gameplay mechanics. Players must use virtual laser swords to slice their way through color-coded music blocks that slide towards them. The game is available on multiple platforms, including Oculus, PlayStation VR, Valve Index, and Windows Mixed Reality, and has received critical acclaim for its engaging gameplay and immersive experience. Another example for effective game development in VR is Blade and Sorcery. This intense combat simulator combines realistic physics with telekinetic abilities to provide a satisfying and thrilling combat experience. With a range of weapons and magic at your disposal, this game is perfect for action lovers and features extensive mod support to keep things fresh. Elite Dangerous is a space simulator game available on VR platforms where players can pilot a spaceship, mine asteroids, and collect bounties. Despite the steep learning curve, the game is engrossing and rewarding with plenty of complex controls and systems to master. It's perfect for simulation fans who want to immerse themselves in the wonders of space. Overall, game development is a crucial aspect of creating an immersive VR gaming experience, and developers need to consider multiple elements to truly deliver an engaging and memorable game. Game development is crucial, but what about the graphics? How do game developers use advanced graphics to create visually stunning and immersive VR environments? Let us know what you think in the comments below. One of the most significant challenges of VR game development is creating immersive and visually stunning environments. Game developers must consider factors like performance, optimization, high-resolution textures, and realistic lighting to create a truly immersive experience. One VR game that showcases advanced graphics is Lone Echo. This game takes place in a beautifully rendered outer space environment complete with detailed textures, realistic lighting, and stunning visual effects. The game's graphics are so impressive that players can easily become lost in the vastness of space. Overall, advanced graphics are essential for creating an immersive VR experience. Game developers must push the boundary of technology to create visually stunning environments that transport players to new worlds. Graphics are crucial, but what about sound? How does sound design and spatial audio play a role in creating an immersive VR gaming experience? In addition to advanced graphics, sound design is another critical component of creating an immersive VR gaming experience. With spatial audio technology, game developers can create realistic and immersive soundscapes that accurately reflect the game environment. For games like Elite Dangerous, players can hear the hum of the spaceship engines, the creaking of metal as the ship moves, and the crackle of radio communication with other ships. The game's audio creates a realistic and immersive soundscape that draws players deeper into the game world. Another game that showcases the importance of sound design is Space Pirate Trainer. This game uses sound design to create an effective, immersive, and engaging experience for players. This game features a variety of futuristic weapons and enemies, and the sound effects for each weapon and space enemy type are carefully crafted to provide players with an immersive and satisfying experience. Overall, sound design plays a vital role in creating an immersive VR gaming experience. Game developers must use advanced audio technology to create realistic and immersive soundscapes that transport players to new worlds. We've explored the advancements in VR gaming technology, including graphics and sound design, and how they've contributed to more immersive experiences. But what's next in the future of VR gaming? How will emerging technologies like eye tracking and haptic feedback shape the future of VR gaming? With rapid advancements like VR technology, the future of VR gaming looks promising. Emerging technologies like eye tracking and haptic feedback are already making their way into VR games, creating a more immersive experience for players. Eye tracking technology allows game developers to track a player's gaze and adjust the eye visuals accordingly. For example, if a player is looking at a specific object in the game can adjust the level of detail on that object, making it more visually striking. The level of detail can enhance immersion and make the game feel more lifelike. Another technology that's becoming more prevalent in VR gaming is haptic feedback. Haptic feedback technology allows players to feel physical sensations in response to in-game actions. For example, if a player is hit by an object in-game, they may feel like a vibration or a jolt from the haptic feedback system. This level of physical feedback can create a more engaging and immersive experience for players. Don't miss out. Watch our next video, AI Storytellers Are Dangerous, to learn more about the potential dangers and ethical implications of using AI technology in storytelling. From AI-generated scripts to deepfake technology, we'll explore how AI is being used in storytelling today and the potential risks and consequences that could arise in the future.